Good morning. I'm here at Angel's Rest Hikers Haven in Pearisburg doing another interview with a through hiker here. I want to let him introduce himself and tell you a little about himself, when he started down at Springer, and anybody who wants to say hi to, and give a little hiker advice. So go ahead and take it away.
G'day, I'm Dirty Harry. I'm from South Australia. I'm started down in Springer on the 5th, did the approach trail. Or for any family who happen to see this, way back home. Probably advice is just take it easy when you get out here. Test your gear before you come out, and it's pretty crazy to go out in the woods if you haven't been out in the woods before. But plenty of people do it. Understand what you're getting yourself into. Make sure you actually like being out in the woods.
The moment you said "good day," I knew where you were from. So, did you ever do any hiking down in Australia much?
Sure do. It's pretty dry back home, so it's quite neat to be able to get water every few miles or 5 miles here. Back home, you'd have to carry 6 or 8 litres just to do a overnight trip on a weekend. So
Understand.
It's fair old weight saving, but yeah, I've done quite a few.
Where you from back in Australia?
Adelaide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And anybody want to say hi to?
Oh, hi, Mum, brother, family.
Okay. All right. You can tell them this will be on YouTube. I got a lot of other interviews with hikers. As a matter of fact, just did a couple here with some folks. So that you're here bunking with. You're at Angel's Rest Hikers Haven. It's a nice bunkhouse. They got I don't know how many bunks in here, but quite a few. I think maybe about 18 or so. But really nice. So advice for hikers?
Yeah, just don't overplan it. It's tempting to get real caught up in planning, but really the only thing you need to do is plan when you're going to get food next and make sure you got the food and keep walking.
Understand.
Keep an eye on the weather and plan accordingly.
What kind of miles you been putting in?
For the first few weeks it was probably around 10 to 15 and slowly ramped up, and the last few days been doing around the 23, 24 miles a day, so just probably a little bit more than I want to be doing at this point. My knees don't appreciate it too much downhill, but
understand.
Yeah.
Downhills is where you hurt yourself with your knees and your feet and stuff
exactly.
like that.
I can almost run up the hills, but going down, you got to take it slow.
Well, when you're going down, it's a lot of pressure on your feet and your knees and so forth, because you're actually dropping down. Whereas if you're going uphill, there's nowhere near the amount of weight coming down on your legs and your feet.
Definitely.
So a lot of people. A lot of people would think that are not used to hiking that going downhill would be the easy part.
Yeah, I always thought it used to be, but then my knees started hurting. So.
Right. The uphills are intense, and you sweat a lot, and they're very hard, but they're nowhere near as hard on your legs and feet as going downhill.
Yeah. It's amazing how many people, pretty much everyone has some issue with their body out here. That's pretty unheard of for someone to be 100%. Yeah, maybe you've got blisters or their knees or calves or something hurts.
Yeah.
Everyone's sore.
What kind of advice would you give to?
Don't overdo it. A lot of people, especially fit people, will start out and try and do 20 or more miles a day, and then suddenly they'll have to stop for a day or two, and the rest of the people who are just taking it easy will pass them. I know so many groups of people who were just getting carried away, and they just hurt themselves and have to stop, and that's just,
So you're hiking by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Met a lot of interesting people?
A lot of great people. I've been hiking with a lot of different groups, but I'm ahead of them at the moment, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anything else you'd like to say to anybody, or any other advice for hikers or anything?
No, I'm pretty good.
You're pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's been a pleasure to meet you. I met a girl from Germany about was about a week and a half ago. That's ahead of you. And she was hiking with a guy. But I've met quite a few people, quite a few through hikers this year, and done quite a few of these interviews. So tell your folks back home to look up and on my YouTube channel, and they can see a lot of these hiker interviews and learn about the trail a little bit and learn about what you're going through and everything back here. I had some folks the other day that have hiked some other trails and stuff, and they say the AT is one of the most brutal.
Yeah, there's a lot of support out here, and so many people. A lot of people expect that there might be some seclusion or quiet out in the woods, but it's really not the case. There's 20 or 30 hikers.
Not this
every night. Yeah.
Not this time of
Not
year
this time
anyway.
of year, yeah.
You get in November, December, maybe. You know, you can hike all day, maybe in those months and not see anybody.
Yeah.
But this time of the year, you're going to see lots of people on the trail.
Well, it's amazing. You've seen 30 to 40 people, especially on the early days.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you have a nice day and good luck on the rest of your hike.
Thank you.